I was working at a financial firm in New York with a bunch of very smart people, and I had a brilliant boss I much admired. I went to my boss and told him I was going to start a company selling books on the internet. He took me on a long walk in Central Park, listened carefully to me, and finally said, "That sounds like a really good idea, but it would be an even better idea for someone who didn't already have a job. You can have a job, or you can have a career, or you can have a calling, and if you can somehow figure out how to have a calling, you have hit the jackpot, 'cause that's the big deal." I met Jeff Bezos 25 years ago and he told me, "Dave, I want you to invest in my company." "What are you doing?" I asked. "I'm going to start a bookstore in my garage. I'm going to put it online. People will buy online and I'll ship out of my garage. But if you invest in me, Dave, someday I'm going to be the richest man in the world. I'll do over $100 billion." First of all, there was no such thing as $100 billion 25 years ago. Statistically, it didn't exist. Countries didn't have $100 billion. Our national debt wasn't even $100 billion, and this dude at 26-year-old was telling me he was going to be the richest man in the world because he had a garage and the internet. That was his truth. Did he know that? No, but he believed it, and neither did I. The difference between him and me was that I was laughing, scoffing, and jesting at him while he was already applauding himself, going at it the right way at the perfect time. "I'm going to make as much as I can, as quickly as I can," he thought. Meanwhile, I was sitting there thinking, there's no way this is going to be a big business. Do something you're very passionate about and don't try to chase whatever the hot passion of the day is. Seen in that light, it really was a difficult choice, but ultimately I decided I had to give it a shot. I didn't think I'd regret trying and failing, but I suspected I would always be haunted by a decision not to try at all. After much consideration, I took the less safe path to follow my passion, and I'm proud of that choice. As a young boy, I had been a garage inventor. I invented an automatic gate closer out of cement-filled tires, a solar cooker out of an umbrella and aluminum foil, and alarms to entrap my siblings. I had always wanted to be an inventor. There's a military phrase that I especially love. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. I have seen that in every endeavor I have been in, that's the kind of thing that really allows you to make progress. You get certain gifts in life and you want to take advantage of those. But my advice on adversity and success would be this: be proud not of your gift but of your hard work and your choices. Your gifts, like naturally being good at math or having an innate talent, were given to you. But practicing that math, taking it to the next level, sweating through the hard work, that's a choice. You can't really be proud of your gifts because they were given to you. You can be grateful for them, but your choices, those are yours. You choose to work hard. You choose to do difficult things. We all get to choose our life stories, and it's the choice that defines us, not our gifts. Everybody in this room has many gifts. I have many gifts, but you can never be proud of your gifts because they were simply handed to you. You might be tall, you might be good at math, you might be extremely beautiful or handsome, but there are many gifts. In the end, you can only be proud of your choices. You can choose a life of ease and comfort, or you can choose a life of service and adventure. And when you're 80, which one do you think you're going to be more proud of? You're going to be more proud of having chosen a life of service and adventure. There has never been a better time to be alive. It's incredible. The amount of inspiration the world generates, the amount of change, invention, and opportunity is insane. Your life, the life you author from scratch on your own, begins now. How will you use your gifts? What choices will you make? Will inertia be your guide, or will you follow your passions? Will you follow dogma, or will you be original? Will you choose a life of ease or a life of service and adventure? Will you wilt under criticism, or will you follow your convictions? Will you bluff it out when you're wrong, or will you apologize? Will you guard your heart against rejection, or will you act when you fall in love? Will you play it safe, or will you be a little swashbuckling? When it gets tough, will you give up, or will you be relentless? Will you be cynic, or will you be a builder? Will you be clever at the expense of others, or will you be kind? Every time you figure out a way to provide tools and services that empower others to deploy their creativity, you're onto something. You're very lucky if you have a career. A lot of people end up with just a job. If you don't love your work, you are never going to be great at it. Jules Verne, Mark Twain, Galileo, Newton, all the curious minds of the ages would have wanted to be alive, most of all, right now. As a civilization, we have so many gifts, just as you have so many individual gifts. As you sit before me, ask yourself, how will you use these gifts? Will you take pride in your gifts or pride in your choices?